y'all, this is Anna Alexander, and this is Dish About the Dish Happy Hour, where we are cruising through slowly all 1,200 recipes in the International Bartender's Guide, copyright 1996. And today, I'm going to have 2 recipes for you today because we're working on some champagne cocktails. Now, as you might have remembered from an earlier video, champagne's not really my thing. I don't know what it is. It kind of gives me a headache. But the Alfonso cocktail I had a while ago was quite lovely, and I've actually had that a few times. So I'm hoping these 2 are just as delightful. So I say, let's jump right into it with the first one, which is called the Ambrosia Cocktail. Why it's called that way, I have no idea because I did not research it ahead of time. But if I do, and I have time to put it in later, I'll insert the information here, but let's get to it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to open my tiny bottle of champagne. So kitchen tip, if you have them on hand, use a pair of rubber gloves to open one of these because the rubber helps you grip and turn, because otherwise it's a pain in the ass. Right, so we're going to start with all the lemon juice, a juice of 1 lemon, all of the juice. Got my ice in my shaker. I have a feeling this one's going to be very tart. And an ounce of a new to me liquor called Applejack. Smells like liquor. I hope it's delightful. I don't see it in very many places, and there's not a whole lot of options. And when I asked for it at the liquor store, the gentleman helping me got really excited and wanted to know what I was making. His name was Alex, and he was also lovely. I might have to go back and do this. We're having an ½ ounce of Cointreau. And now we're going to shake this up. Do you know what's helpful when making a champagne cocktail? A glass. The magic of editing. Here we go. So pouring this into our chilled champagne glass. And then we're going to top it with our champagne, pouring it at an angle. Just says top. I don't know how high. I'd fill it to the top. But so here we have it, our Ambrosia Cocktail. Kind of looks like a mimosa. So it kind of does have a mimosa taste to me because you've got the citrus of that lemon, which is tart. That is a pucker. I'm not tasting the Cointreau. Cointreau. This one. I'm not tasting this one. I'm not really tasting Applejack either, but it is very reminiscent of a mimosa. It is refreshing. It is quite tasty, especially if you like things that are a little bit more tart and sour. And it sounds as if I've had a bunch of these, but I've only had 2 sips. But no, this is quite nice. And the funny thing is with the pulp, because it's fresh lemon juice, that pulp's on the top's kind of got a little fizz to it. It's such a weird mouthfeel. But I like it. I could see this having at a brunch. Totally, definitely when I have brunch next week, I'm going to make a bunch of these. Excellent. So we're going to clean up real quick and then we'll work on cocktail number 2. Our second champagne cocktail is called the Americana, and why, I have no idea. But I've noticed there's quite a few cocktails with the words American or Americana in it. But I guess we'll just get started. Now I already have in my chilled glass ½ teaspoon of sugar. And this one has a garnish for fresh peaches. Peaches aren't in season right now, so I do have a frozen one. It's a garnish, so I hope it's just as lovely. But to this, we're gonna add our friend bourbon. And I know I'm using the really, really good sipping bourbon, but it's Brothers Bond, and I love them so. So I've got an ounce of my bourbon straight into the glass. And then a dash of the I have to look at it to pronounce it. Angostura bitters. And we've learned that is a dash. And then this, you're just gonna dissolve the sugar some. And then to this, we're gonna add our champagne. Ooh. Da, da, da. It's a little clunky, but there is our Americana. So I kind of just want to dunk that in there, but we'll see. Should we do this instead? Okay, so that look I had on my face was because the bitters have a bit of a cinnamon touch to them. I'm just gonna drop that in there. So it's weird, it kind of has a little spice texture to it, or taste to it. I think it's also the bourbon. The cinnamon, yeah, that spice from the bourbon as well. This is quite decadent. I think this would mess me up so quickly because it's really smooth, sparkly, a little bit of spice to it, so it doesn't feel prissy at all. Like you can think champagne cocktail, you might think it's a little bit prissy, but it's rather delightful, and I can see this going to my head in a nanosecond and getting me instantly drunk. Ooh, ooh. So that's quite nice. I think I like that one too. I might become a champagne cocktail drinker before you know it, but here we are. Try to make it a little bit cleaner, but ta-da! Our 2 champagne cocktail drinks. I'm so glad that you are here with me for the ride, and I hope that you come back again and join me on other more adventures. We've got like 1,172 more cocktails to go, and I'd like to see you with me for that ride. So thank you so much again, and until next time, y'all.